Hello, guys. Good morning. It's me, Success again. Happy weekend to you all. And this is my trade recap for the week, the trading week that just ended. So let's quickly jump into it. So, from the last time I posted, this is my XAUUSD, which is gold USD 4-hour time frame chart. So, from the last time I posted, if you remember very well, I said I was waiting to see price pull back to this level and I labeled it. I posted the video the last time. You can go watch it. I said I was waiting for the price to eventually pull back to this level that price got to, looking left. So I was waiting. Here is my 4-hour time frame. I'm just showing you what it looks like on my 4-hour time frame. So let's quickly jump into the intermediate time frame, being the 1 hour. So if you remember very well, on this particular day, that was on Friday. I then said I was waiting to see price eventually pull back to this level. At least it's been labeled as the first entry position on this level. And then what did I then say again? I said I'm definitely also looking to see price eventually either pulling back the first entry position or the second entry position. So as you can clearly see, here was definitely the first entry position, and then here was definitely the second entry position. So I then said I was waiting to see price eventually pull back to this level before I could go in for a sell. Before I could go in for a sell. That was what I said on the last post I did, which I then said once price eventually triggers and pulls back to this level, I'm going to be positioning for a sell. But what did we see? We saw price eventually failing to pull back to this particular level of interest, and then we saw price eventually sold from there and eventually hit the take profit. But what happened was we never traded it because it never put back to the entry position I was anticipating. It never put back to the entry position I was anticipating. So for me, it's all about marking out my levels, then wait for price to react and bounce off those levels. And then all I can do is to come into the market and execute my trade with confidence. So from the 15-minute time frame, you can clearly see from this level I said that I was going to be selling. But what did we see? Price eventually did not trigger my entry position, which is fine in this case because at the end of the day, I need to be patient to see what price eventually does if it triggers my levels, which gives me a better opportunity to go in for a sell. And in this case, why was I waiting for a sell on this level? I was waiting for a sell on this level because I saw the pullback, so I definitely saw that okay, if price is going to sell, it's definitely going to take out the liquidity on top, which is this level. But what happened? It failed to do that. And why was I also looking to sell from this level? Is because I did have confluences as well. I did have confluences as well, and I was waiting for a market structure to confirm. I was waiting for market to confirm the market structure because market was creating lower lows, not higher highs. So that was definitely a downtrend. So that was what happened on gold. I just wanted to keep you guys posted to show you what really happened on the trading week that just ended. So if you do love how I trade, if you do love how I analyze my pairs, how I mark out my levels, and wait for price to eventually react off those levels, I want you to hit the subscribe button. I want you to like for more.